Coming up today.
Now. That is interesting.
Coming up today.
We have a sophisticated system for hiding your identity from facial recognition tech. It's called a mask. And while we're here, perhaps we can talk about updating your wardrobe. I mean, look at you. Come on.
You've got all these fancy new toys, but it's also important to know the basics. You need to learn how to throw a punch and how to take one. Albion will escalate if you come at them with a gun and shoot you down. We want to avoid collateral damage. In Deadsec, we try to use guns only as a last resort.
Have you already met Connie Robinson? She owns the pub and is an old Deadsec contact. Not to mention...
Let's start with some basic strikes. Hit me. Don't be shy. You'll want to get in under my block. Find the weak point. You're getting it. Yes! Nice one! Quick on your feet now. You want to create distance. Yes! Nice one! Just like that!
There's only one more skill you need to master. Socialization. The rest of your team has arrived. Why not go and have a chat?
Welcome to the team.
Banging! I'm gassed. When do we start bashing heads in?
Good day.
Yo, I can't believe we just like Deadsec or whatever, with no initiation or nothing.
I think we just have to figure it out as we go.
Now that you're all as thick as cyber thieves, Sabine would like to talk to you.
Well done, team. It's good to see the safe house filling up again. The only way we're going to keep London from falling into total oppression is by rebuilding the resistance. We need to recruit, train, build back our arsenal. The people are itching to rise up and take their city back. We just need to show them that Deadsec are fighting along with them.
I agree. This city is being picked apart by scavengers and they must be stopped.
Yeah, and what about Albion then? They've got the city on total fucking lockdown and they've caged us in it.
Don't forget about Clan Kelly. Them fucks have way too much power. I got beef with them.
Fair, but remember that this zero-day hacker group is still out there. They took out Deadsec once, and it's a good bet they'll try again. I believe they were responsible for the bombings and framed Deadsec. With your help, I plan to get to the bottom of this mystery.
I'd say that's a full docket. Enough talk. Let's unfuck London.
First order of business. The Signals Intelligence Response Service, or SIRS, or the Earl Grey Gestapo, have developed a surveillance technology called AR Reconstruction. It's the bleeding edge of privacy rights violation, and thus it could be very useful in our attempts to find Zero Day.
We have some damage control to do if we want to change the perception that we're a bunch of violent thugs. I'll let you be the judge of how best to handle yourself, but remember, you represent Deadsec now.
I want that locked down. They can hack our vehicles.
Building a resistance group requires operatives with specialized skills. Technical abilities, firearms handling, and physical training are all valuable. Bare-knuckle boxing rings are a good place to find people who are good at throwing punches, or taking them. By defeating each opponent in an arena, you'll have an opportunity to face its best fighter. Prove your physical superiority, and they may consider joining Deadsec. I'm guessing that's some sort of primate society thing.
I think the turning point in the UK really came a few years ago when the pound dropped 10% over just one season. People living off grid started using crypto, and just as everyone was losing faith in the pound, they were gaining it in cryptocurrency, which turned out to be much more stable, kind of the opposite to what people thought in the beginning.
And then, of course, there was the recession. It didn't take long for startups to see an opportunity in this new way of doing finance. A lot of traditional money was converted to crypto, and it really shook up the financial sector.
Can you remember when they first introduced crypto cash points?
That was really sneaky. It was a classic startup behaviour. They just installed them everywhere. No consultation with the government, no approval or anything. But people immediately started to use them.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of how Bloom put out the Optic. They just made it free and flooded the streets with these devices. Suddenly, everyone had them.
If there's this great option, people are just going to start using it.
Let me see what Albion did to you.
You look like the sort who might want to take back their city.
If you're Deadsec, then I've got something you'll want to hear.
Go on.
My whole division got fired. They said we was being replaced. How can you replace 300 people?
How dreadful.
The seconds haven't sat right with me since. I know something's up. You tell me, 300 skilled tech workers? I'll replace in a day? Nah, there's some shadiness happening.
And you'd like Deadsec to investigate this replacement?
Yes. Help a girl out now, and I promise to help you back. You hear?
Are your documents in order? Is your visa valid? Failure to possess valid status documents is a crime.
A tech corporation acting unethically? Sounds out of character, but let's investigate anyway.
Suppose I can look into it?
It's easy to forget about you. About its origins. It's so present everywhere we go now. Bagley just kind of blends into the background.
Bagley is the service AI that's present in every Optic device. Whether you're using the Optic, Bagley will be there. The AI is streamed to your Optic from Bloom's Central Command Center, and it was first created by Sky Larson, our tech hero, as part of her techno-utopian idea for the world. Why do you think it grew so quickly?
In my mind, it's no surprise that Bagley became so popular. It's funny, useful, fast. It's a great companion and really just makes life so much easier. I mean, when you look back at all the service AI that used to exist, they just can't compete. When you ask Bagley anything, there's a quick answer and loads of information available to you. One day, I let Bagley answer all of my messages for a whole 24 hours and no one even noticed the difference.
The other competitors really just couldn't compete with Bagley. Their answers were so much worse. They didn't understand anything. Bagley pretty much gets everything right first time. Do you have any idea why Bagley really beat all the competition?
Well, it's really the data, isn't it?
You've arrived at our contact's former employer, and aside from some heavily armed security guards, it's basically a ghost town.
Isn't that interesting?
I don't think this replacement is on site. Dig around and see if you can figure out where they are.
Surrender!
Drop it!
you can do your corporate espionage from there.
Sending you the data.
Copy that. I'll analyze the company records while you get to safety.
Bagley, what do we have?
Well, I found our prospect's replacement. It's an AI. And a pretty shoddy one at that. Nowhere near as smart as me. It could maybe replace a few million humans at most.
Bloody hell.
Oh, right. I suppose from your perspective, that's a lot. If you like, we can go destroy it before it puts anyone else out of work.
Very good. Forward me the coordinates.
The most densely populated place on Earth these days, overcrowded, some might say. Joining me, as always, my next door neighbour in the lands of nonsense. It's Alice.
Yes, indeed, it is Alice. Alice, who the bleep is Alice? I am not going to tell you that, but you can just sort of sense it from the timbre of my voice.
Let's spin the wheel and find out where we're getting today's news from. Here, it's coming from here. I must get a new wheel with at least one other place on it. And the headline today, Alice, our borders are safe. We can all sleep easy in our well-bordered beds. 4,000 illegals were deported last month. These illegal people breaking the law just by existing. And of course, illegality is contagious. It can osmose through your skin just by standing next to an illegal person. So we've got rid of 4,000 of them. My question for you, Alice, is why only 4,000? Is that really enough? I will not feel safe until at least another 75 million people have been deported from this country. I'm here in Britain on my own.
As a bleeding heart lefty, Andy, I would normally be outraged about this, but really I think mass deportation is a very handy way to break up with a partner. I'm sorry, baby, I love you, but an anonymous source has reported you for snoring really loudly in a aggressive way.
So everyone out, no exceptions. Alice, not even you. It's for the good of the country. Everyone out, unless you can prove that your family are in the background of the Bayeux Tapestry cheering on King Harold at the Battle of Hastings in 1066. Get out! Actually, that's not British enough. Unless you can show unarguably that your direct bloodline is untainted by anything since before the Romans. Actually, scratch that. Unless your direct ancestor was personally responsible for building Stonehenge, get out of my country. I guess when you look at it, you know, the best way...
The job-killing AI's code blueprint has been packed up into a crate on site.
Lovely. Time for a bit of destruction.
Drone, follow me. Oh, calm down.
Let's hear it.
That drone was assigned to an Albion detention centre somewhere in the borough. According to what I could pass, it was used to interrogate high-value local insurgents. This is one less weapon in their arsenal. You found it, now find some way to destroy it. Now get to safety and I'll send our friend the good news.
Okay, so this is weird, but your replacement? It's an AI. I'm afraid you've been automated, darling.
Real talk.
The company behind all this was poised to put your entire industry out of work. Thankfully, Deadsec stepped in and put a stop to it.
Thanks.
Deadsec could always use more people. Interested?
Count me in.